So, anyways, it is so February 2nd, 2025. It is about 9 p.m., 9:15 at night. Um, I just hopped on here because yeah, I was feeling amazing earlier after I had ate that food, and I'm still feeling good from eating it from earlier. I'm still pretty full, so that's one thing. My stomach is getting trained to eat like one time and then just eat snacks or something. One, maybe two times, but definitely one good time, and I be good. I like that. I like feeling full off of one meal. Um, so of course tomorrow I'm gonna give me some more fruits and some of some sweets too. But anyways, I was feeling amazing earlier. But of course, when nighttime roll around, I'll be having these thoughts like, what? Like, yeah, I've been living almost 40 years and I have experienced so much disappointment. It's like, what have I done wrong? What is it? You know, why and how did I subject myself to so much of that? Especially in my younger years, crazy work. Um, so, yeah, was feeling good and feeling great, almost great earlier. Now I'm just feeling a little, I don't know. I don't know if it's down. Maybe it's bittersweet. I don't know. Just in my thoughts though, because I started thinking about how this dude who used to cut my grass, and yes, I had a little interaction, an encounter with him one time when I was younger. But anyways, he was cutting my grass or whatever, and he came by. I guess it was 2019, 20. No, it had been 2019 or 2020. I don't know. And I guess he was so anxious or eager, so doggone eager to tell me that dude was engaged. And um, no. It had to have been 2020. Let me see. It had to have been like 2020. Might have been. I don't know. But anyways, he was telling me that or whatever. And yes, it was embarrassing to hear that for people to come back and tell me that. So I guess he was posting it on what you call it or whatever on Facebook or I don't know. Or maybe he told people. I don't know. And I cannot remember the exact time, but I know that in 2020 he dude himself had messaged me and it was real ugly, real nasty, and he was just, I guess kind of looking down on me and stuff like that and feeling like he was better than me. Um because I guess he had gotten into the female's household and whatever, he was feeling good, and that's of course that's one other, just add that to the list of the reasons why I will not spin the block. I haven't really been thinking about him, but I just sent my daughter a picture of some food from HelloFresh that I had cooked one time, and it just so happened to be April 26th of 2023. I did not look at the date before I sent it. I just sent it because it was just a picture, and then next thing I know. So, anyways, every time I see that number, I'm gonna just give God the glory that whatever is due to Him is due to Him. That's all I can think about. The number 26. Like I feel peace about it, so it's no need in me getting upset. But hey, God wanted me to see it for a reason. But I did start feeling a type of way, about that or whatever, because I'm hearing from the streets. I don't think I heard it from the streets first. I think when that guy who was cutting the grass told me, I had already said, yeah, he's already told me. So it had to have been 2020. Yeah, it had to have been 2020 or whatever. Maybe after I had lost that job or whatever. So anyways, I probably can really go back and see exactly when it was. And if I do find it, I don't think that I'm going to do a I don't think that I'm gonna do a thumbnail for that. I think maybe I might do the thumbnail for when dude himself told me. If it wasn't so nasty and so embarrassing, even to this day, the way he was talking to me. But anyway, that's on him. Of course, it's more of a reflection of him than it is on me, but it's still like, boy, you can't even just say it in a respectful manner. You gotta get snide about it and nasty about it. You can't just, and I'm saying it like that too because like I said, I was deeply involved with him. No outward ring for the outward expression, but it was already done. Like I already said it before. It was already done spiritually. Yes, it is. That was my husband. I have this, of course, I got my spiritual divorce. I asked God for my spiritual divorce, and we didn't even have to worry about removing rings and all this other stuff because there you have it. It was done. So, so him not being, us not having no physical ring and this, that, and that, because that's what he will talk about too. He's like, yeah, you trying to get that ring. And I'm sitting here like, boy, I want a commitment. I don't want no damn ring. What are you talking about? So it was already done. He agreed to it. In 20, I mean, he agreed to it before this, but he agreed to it definitely in 2016. He was like, I am your husband. And he was like, I'm just, no, he said he said I'm your husband, but he said we're gonna get married. And he was like, I'm not talking years. I'm just talking about when I get myself together. Now, mind you, I don't have the phone anymore, but I did take some screenshots of it or whatever, but I don't know where it is. And I reminded and reiterated to him. So it was already done because I was already in agreement, and I know what God had already spoke to me anyway. It wasn't that he was going to be my husband. It was that he is. He still went off and got I guess, into a natural marriage, I guess. That's what everybody's been saying. But he never sat down and told me, just like the girl had told me that they were supposed to have some more kids on the way, or a child on the way, and this was in, 2018 or whatever. And then he was still telling me, oh, I got this amount of kids. That was the same amount of kids that I had, my two by him, and then the other two that I knew of. So, I don't know. And that's one thing, I wait till I hear it from the horse's mouth or whatever, even though the horse be lying. But he went on and told me in 2020, he was like, yeah, I'm engaged. And I'm just sitting here like thinking to myself, I don't know how. I don't know how you think it's legit or legal because we're together. Like, I know who I'm with. I know who I'm supposed to be with. And just because you want to act like and behave like you're not with me, oftentimes, or whatever, and that's on you. And just because your feelings tell you, your feelings should not be dictating. That's what he did. He let a lot of his feelings dictate the moves that he made, like on a regular basis. So I'm like, man, and I get it. That's a immature type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Me, I went a little deeper. I let my emotions dictate at times. When I was younger, I've learned. Even my daughter's so-called dad, and sometimes I don't like to repeat it, but because it came out his mouth. But yeah, you're not supposed to be driven by emotions, and so mine it's deeper than him. It's emotions. But then that's when I was like, somebody's gonna be crashing out. Something's gonna happen to folks if people keep responding like this. So anyway, like I said, he said something along the lines of, yeah, we're engaged and only talk to me about the children. And I'm like, boy, you don't want to send me requests for titty pics and this, that, and the third. I'd be trying to talk to you about the children, but I also want to talk to you about my kids up close and personal. Like, I'm not gonna sit and give you no information regarding my children over no emails, no nothing. So that's when I was done emailing him. At that point, baby, that's you letting me know somebody all up in your stuff, and now they're trying to get and find out about my children. I stopped posting my children. I did all type of stuff because ain't no way. So again, I don't know if this is the chick that was in the car when he pulled up. I do know it was somebody in the car, but God would not allow me to see. And I don't know if she was recording. I don't know though. I don't know if it's the same girl. And then I was telling my end up like when that whole situation transpired. My daughter was like, "Hey, I need to go over here with my brothers because I need to see if this the girl that my mom went to the house. Anything can happen to my brothers and blah 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 blah. Or not necessarily to her brothers, but just anything can happen." I was like, "Yeah, you smart about it. You already onto it." But that's the thing, and I don't want her to feel like she needs to go and try to fix it or step in there. But I like her way of thinking because yeah, that's real. Yeah. But But yeah, so I don't know. I only got to see the girl's head like sticking out the window, and that was it. Even that was embarrassing. It's like, gosh, why do I keep getting and having to go through this? Why do so somebody gotta lie on me and say and do all this stuff? And if that's the same girl, and girl, you know that I ain't said nothing to him the whole time, 5 years, and he went and lied on me to get my children. You even more stupid than I thought. for you sticking on, like, for you to know that. Like, because if I sat back and I seen him just lie on somebody like that, I would be like, dang, this ninja is, he, he weird. But you got to be as weird or worse because, or deeper because, you know, like I said, if that's her or whatever, I don't know. But my daughter said she didn't know who it was. She said they kept calling her Miss Something. And yeah, she didn't know who it was. And I was sitting here like, mind you, I already been through this. Yes, with my person on, you know, with the person who means nothing to me, the nutsack I came out of, different females you being around when it comes to your when it comes to your dad. See, with my previously known so-called mom, yeah, I was around different males and stuff like that, but she finally got to a place where it was just more stability, and she been with the same one for all these years, so it was more of a sense of stability. You know what I'm saying? So I just, when him bouncing around and doing this, like, it's always these daddies out here gotta expose these kids to these different females, and it's like y'all be on that weird type of time, and then I don't appreciate it. And yes, it's high level disrespect to me because I don't approve of it. Same symbol with my daughter, so called dad. I didn't approve of your little females because you didn't never introduce them to me properly and let me know what's going on. You didn't give me a chance to know. Even though I definitely wasn't nowhere near being with him, I just was trying to raise my daughter. But with dude, I was involved, so you know, high level disrespect. Of course, now I disassociated, disconnected myself. It's still disrespectful because although yes, I'm not considered your wife, or you know, I'm not. It's hard for me to even say it because I do not consider myself his wife. But I don't bring myself to say I'm anybody's ex. Period, and I'm definitely not your baby mama. Um, yeah. So although I'm not considered that, my children, it is still a respect level. So even the female or whatever, no, I don't approve of you. I don't, you know, I don't know how you can be dismissed. You will be dismissed, whatever. I don't know. But I just, ooh, wee, baby. At this point, I feel like I'm ready for somebody to go ahead and walk him down. Walk him down, baby. And get down on him. But that's my feelings. So, especially not with my children or around my children. But anyway, so when he said that, and I still didn't believe him anyway because he had said that before in 2013 about another female. And next thing I know, the female came back and set the record straight, and she was just like, "Oh, I'm going back to my baby daddy. Like, I guess he coming back to you, but I'm going to my baby daddy because he just got out." I'm like, dang. And then dude came right over there, tail between his legs. And I was just chilling out. I'm like, okay, because this is where you were supposed to be anyway. And I was, you know, I was happy because back then I was 2 years in with him, with having a baby by him, and I didn't have my second child by him yet. So I was still excited a little bit. I still liked him, and that was the thing. I just think about how I really liked him. Like things that he said to me mattered. Um, And it's almost like he did not take his own self seriously. But even though he was saying it in a serious tone and everything, he just didn't have certain faith or that much confidence in some of the stuff that he said. Like I'm like just for the example when he said, you know, you should start opening the blinds, let some light in here, this, that, and the third. He's like, that's not good to keep it dark in here all the time. And I opened the blinds and he was like, oh, what you got the blinds open for? And I'm like, what? Are you weird? That's when I started to weird and childish and stuff like that. So, well, I mean, I've seen it before, but yeah, but he said that, so I was like, okay, so he's telling me he engaged again. He already did this before. For one, we're together. We're still involved. I don't care what. I don't care if we're on a separation. We're still together. So, and it ain't because I said so. It's just because that's what it was. Like that's really what was going on. And, you know, of course, this is all transpired after his mom passed and before she passed and all that. So it was just a bunch of confusion and chaos and stuff. So meanwhile, people was already asking me, why you want to marry him and this, that, and the third? Honey, it's already done. Just because y'all didn't see the wedding, just because y'all didn't see an outward expression of it, it's already done. You know how by faith it's already done? So it was already done. And then, of course, I had the dream where the girl was like, you think you going to be the saved wife? Girl, I'm going to be the only wife. Or it ain't going to be none at all. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen regarding him. But it's not going to be any at all. Because I don't play that. Like, that's how much I value myself. Yeah, I might have been the wife that, okay, I had to deal with this, that, and the third. Several things I can name that I did not like and didn't appreciate, but one thing about it, I'm still gonna be the only. I'm not being no. I didn't sign up to be a sister wife, and I didn't sign up to be in a polygamous. Is it polygamous relationship? So bye. And then like even when the girl was asking me, well, if I woulda, coulda, shoulda, would you? No, girl, die. No, I'm not even lying. That's when I be wanting to say, girl, go lay, go lay, cause don't do that, cause now you definitely trying me when you start that. You know what I'm saying? Could we have? What if we would? Well, I already met his other two. Girl, I don't care. Girl, I'm not them. Girl, girl, bye. So, and it again, it's never usually the issue with the girl until she tries me, and that was a try. Then she wanted to know what would I do in the bed with him, and girl, what? That's some weird to me. That was some scary stuff. Like, I'm thinking to myself, what have you got me connected to? So people want to be you, they want to replace you, of course, but they want to become you. And I'm sitting here like, are you crazy? So, like I said, I don't know what female he's dealing with now, whatever the case may be. It's only upsetting because my children are somewhere and I don't know what's going on around them and what's been going on and all that, whatever. So, that irks me. And it used to would irk me regarding at least his oldest daughter, but maybe even both of them. Like, why do you continue having these kids around these different females? And I mean, I get it now because I'm older and I done experienced some stuff, so I know these dudes be having their little short term feelings and thinking it's okay to bring their children around people, but then be some of the same ones like, don't have my kids around no ninja, don't do this, do, blah blah blah. Boy, go dive off a cliff, please. But good thing about me, I didn't have my sons. I didn't have my daughter around just anybody either, but I didn't have my sons around anybody. Only God is only one stepdaddy that I felt like, yeah. But now I just want to keep it all to myself and all of that. But besides, I do want my children to interact. But but yeah, just thinking about that though, how like I said, I didn't believe him even on that, and I'm thinking about that too because person who means nothing to me, Nutsack I came out of, he was like, yeah, he got married on you. Like, how do you know all of this? What, you don't even live down here. How do you know this? Who have you been talking to? So that means that you've been sitting around having certain conversations about me. You have not been talking to me and having certain conversations with me directly, but about me. And then you want to try to use it against me. Furthermore, you're like 4 or 5 years late. If that is the case, you're 4 or 5 years late. He already told me that he was engaged. Now, did he ever tell me that he was married? No, he didn't because I never talked to him again after that. That was like around January 21st, 26th, somewhere, I don't know, of 2020. And I never talked to him anymore. So yeah, we're already past 5 years. I have not spoken to this dude, not one single word to him. Even when when he took my children and was getting them separated from me. So I was somebody whose nutsack you came out of want to sit there and feel like they're throwing something in your face. That's why I want absolutely nothing to do with him. That's why I was saying person who means absolutely nothing to me. God had me change up the way I spoke about it, and I was like, person who means nothing to me. So I mean, it's almost no difference to me, but still. But like, why are you on that type of time? What type of shady, shisty ass ninja are you? And I'm talking about, yes, the nutsack I came, like, I don't want shit to do with you. Boy. It gave that he was just so jealous of him and I get the feeling of it or whatever, but that's not my problem. You can't make your child feel a certain type of way towards you after you've been gone or you've done this, that, and the third. I'm not gonna name all the things that he's done that I do not approve of nor appreciate. And why I just was like, oh, I'm choosing the sheets that I'm laying in. It is what it is. And that wasn't to spite him and go against him. It was just because I want to live my life. It felt like, oh, you're living your life. You chose what you chose. But then to think you're going to come back around me and that's just the first things out of your mouth. And then to think you're going to try to call me on the day I was born. Now, the day I was conceived might have had something to do with him, but the day I was born don't have shit to do with him. So leave me alone. Leave me alone. Because, yeah, and he claimed he came 3 days after I was born. I don't know. They never really told me. But anyway, like I said, the day that I was born don't have nothing to do with you. You wasn't there. So I don't care if it's 2, 3 days. I don't care. Maybe that's the thing that was the deal breaker for you. Was the cord cutter, you know? So that's that. But yeah, and dude was in there every time for. I'm gonna just be real about that. He was in there every time for both of my sons that was by him. So it's almost like okay, and he cut both umbilical cords. It's like yeah, well, guess what? That's the only thing that I feel like give him the right to. Cause yeah, he cut the umbilical cord. Shit, he might have been doing a damn ritual and chanting when he was doing that. Like yeah, as sure as I'm cutting these umbilical cords and separating them from her, that's what I'm gonna do. Bitch, die. My children will not be separated from me. If you, I'm just saying that in the case. And yes, excuse my French, I guess, but that's how I feel. Like, boy, if that was the case, because he'll do some shit like that and really be. So anyway, I'm not saying that God revealed that to me. That's just my thoughts kind of running away with me, but at the same time, it ain't too far-fetched with the stuff that he do. He didn't want to sign the birth certificates, but he did cut the umbilical cords of both of my sons. He was in there when they both were born. And that's just that. He watched both of them coming out and coming into this world. So I can imagine that he would want to be around them. And then even my daughter's so-called dad, even though he was not there, he called me on the day apologizing and all this. I don't give a damn. I definitely didn't care nothing about that. That was weird to me too. But I can imagine, yeah, y'all want to be. I more so can imagine it with the one who cut the umbilical cord. But my daughter's so-called dad, look, it shows what he did as well. But anyways, so like I said, I just didn't believe that he was even engaged because he had said it, and I wasn't really waiting on somebody to be like, oh girl, he just playing with you, he just kidding. But I was waiting on the punchline for like, okay, this was a joke, right? Because I was still in my feelings about him, and still, of course, I was still involved with him. I was still thinking about him. I was still desiring him, honey. I was still desiring him up until like 2021, maybe even 2022. So. So even though we was not actively involved during those years, now I will say 2019, 2020, 2021, and of course 2022, we wasn't actively involved. But by the time 2022 rolling around, though, by the time I'm like, oh, I'm disconnected from him in November, then July come around of 2023, and that's when I see the manifestation of the whole ninja. You know what I mean? It wasn't him in the flesh, but something referencing him. And then a year later, that's when he started reaching out. He might have been reaching out before, but he was reaching out on that day. And I'm sitting here like, wait, what? 2024. So all throughout 2024, he was reaching out. And I'm just like, nigga, leave me alone. Go away. You already went away physically. Go away. So I still don't know to this day, all the happenings that happened. And I don't really want to know. I ain't gonna lie. I haven't been running from it, but I just haven't been looking on people's pages. I didn't want to sit on his Facebook page. I want to know in real life. I didn't keep talking to people that may be able to come back and tell me, oh, your baby daddy, or you did whatever that's what they call him. That's not what I call him, but that's just always how they come at me because that's what they knew. Your baby daddy this. Oh, girl, I seen your baby daddy on the POF website and this, that, and the third. And honey, I already did a video about that. But got me so doggone eager to come back and tell me. So I just kind of cut everybody off and just stayed to myself and just minded my business. Plus, I had other stuff going on, which, yes, it was him who connected me to that as well, who got me pulled into that. But just had other life stuff, concerns going on. Of course, my daughter, who, yes, he had something to do with that. But anyway, it's crazy work, right? For him to not be my husband, for him to not be so actively and deeply involved, he had something to do with all the other life things that was going on. And up until 2024, when that most recent thing happened, why you feel like you gotta go lie on me? Why you feel like, but he told me he owned me a couple years ago, and went on about his business and did what he did whatever he wanted to do. And then, yeah, and circled back, baby, and lied on me real bad, Carisha voice. And I mean, feel like he got some results, honey. It definitely feels like it to me as well. Like, oh, he got them big results, ain't it? Okay, you got some pull. So, that's just the feel of things. Baby, trust and believe. I know that God is in control. So that's his dumb. That's his whatever. Well, he called himself knucklehead. I did see that. So that's his knuckleheaded behind. You gonna get you some results, all right. But anyways, but to God be all the glory. It's by faith that I'm saying that regarding this matter. Now, anything else, yes, to God be all the glory. But this one right here, I'm like, Lord, I don't know what you're doing, and why I even had them thoughts tonight to get on here, prompting me to get on here and speak on it. But yeah, but it did kind of, every time I hear something in my mind where a person who means nothing to me was saying something, it's like, shut up, you don't even know what you're talking about. And even if you do feel like you know what you're talking about, you sound ridiculous. You really sound crazy. You really sound very jealous of, and very much just you're talking about a dude that I haven't even been interacting with. You're just now, I guess, telling me that oh, he got married on. I don't care about that. Are you stupid? And then it just gives that you're deceived by a deceiver like him, so you're a deceiver as well. You're a liar. So I don't want nothing to do with you. And maybe that's the reason why a liar manifested in my life like that, and I was drawn to that and attracted. I'm saying maybe because I didn't sit under the person whose nutsack I came out of much throughout the years. I was around him every now and then. Yeah, I probably seen him once a year, twice a year. I don't know. But I didn't just go and sit around him. I was really minding my business. He really was off living his life, and that's why with him, I just want him. I want, I want to live my life. And I really don't want nothing to do. I definitely don't want anything to do with him. But I know that I have to submit to God's will. But I don't want anything to do with him. I don't want anything to do with, sad to say, his children. Like, I mean, I love them and but I want to keep my distance. I don't trust them because they've been raised by him or reared by him in a sense. Yeah, and then they're his children that was born in him. I do not have a desire for him. And I don't, I sometimes, I don't feel bad about it. I feel a type of way, like, dang, sucks for them. But they don't take that shit. I just want them to not take it up with me. Take that up with him. It's his fault or his doing, And I'm older than both of them, so I was here first. So, what I'm talking about. And he's from where I'm from. He's not from where y'all was born at or anything like that. And I don't know where he met their mom. I don't know how that transpired. But one thing for sure and two things for certain, I don't want nothing to do with him. So that's my take on it, my perception on it. And it's just like, boy, even if he was engaged, married, whatever, or is, why would you even come to me on that? If you, especially you talking about reconnecting with me and having a relationship, that's one of the first things you wanted to say to me. And then not to mention what he did next. Oh, okay. Well, there you have it. But but I don't know what dude's status is. I don't know if he's married. I don't know if he's claiming that my children got stepmom. And then my daughter did say that they call her Miss something. And I'm sitting here like, I don't know, because I know what he told them to call somebody the last. Oh yeah, he told them to call him the last time. Um, but he probably might have said that in front of my daughter to throw her off, because he's a high level deceiver, baby. One thing about him, he gonna be. I thought that he would change and turn around. No, but then again, I should have knew better because the girl that he was with, she was a liar too. She was like on some, oh, let's hide this from him. Let's keep this from him. Be on my team. You want me to send him back, girl? No. Why is he even? Who baby is that? Who baby is that? That's how I feel about him. Bill Bellamy voice. Who baby is that? Because send him back where? No and hell no. Girl, no. You could have sent his ass out to the street, and maybe before she ever said that, and maybe if I would have came across him, I might have been like, "Oh, how you doing?" But you know what I mean, y'all already know it at this point. But yeah, I think I will forever love him because I had two boys by him, or have not love him, not definitely not in love with him, but have that certain type of something towards him. And because, like I said, this is who I was deeply involved with. This was my husband, period. Not to the end all be all. Yeah, it was till death because that's what we said. But I'm not reneging on it either like that. I'm just saying, like, you guess what? Your infidelity. You cheated and you did this, you did all this, you claim you was engaged and married or whatever. So you what's that called? The one who's already married and get married. I forget the name of it, but yeah. You a high level deceiver. And I don't want to talk about all his shenanigans on here because it was just too much, and I don't want to relive that, rehearse that. I'm just talking about like the last thing that I knew of, and then for this person to come in my ear, like that type of stuff made me want to punch you in your mouth. It makes me definitely. I don't give a damn if you the nutsack I came out of or not. Like that, it just make me want to spit in your face. It makes me want to punch you in your mouth, and I don't want to sound violent and like a, you know what I'm saying? But that's what it makes. That's what it's giving. It's just giving. You are trying to provoke me and bully me and try me. And yeah, I'm glad that I wasn't around him in front of him when he said it. Cause baby, I didn't came. Oh, I did come out my mouth and tell him, and it wasn't because he said that. It was something else that he said, I guess, or whatever. But I was like, oh, I don't care if you fall over and die. You already knowing. So, probably the same way that he said, you know, I'm not giving you no money. This is the same way I'm saying, oh, you know that I don't care if you fall over and die. What you mean? Just like I told him, you could take your money and shove it. You know what I'm saying? You could take your money and shove it. Oh, well, get ready to check out. No, bitch, you get ready to check out. Ooh, excuse me, Lord. That's how I'm feeling. God knows. God really knows, that they have tried me on a high level. And to me, it should not. It's like, it would have been better if you would have stayed away. I'd be confused sometimes. Like, was it better if the person just stayed away from me, not took care of me at all, not did anything? Because he did pay child support, this, that, and the third. That's another thing that causes confusion. You paid child support, and you was bitter about it, even though you did it the whole time. Then you told me to put dude on child support, and you turn around. It was just wild, man. But yeah, it's like, I don't know if it was better to have known him. Like the Bible speaks of, it's better to not have known certain people for certain reasons. You know what I'm saying? Or to than to have known the truth, and then, God, it's Bible scripture, and that's how I feel. Like, dang, it's better that I had not ever met you or known you, and let alone be coming out looking similar to you. And well, it's sickening, to be honest. Like, cause you really, yeah, I feel like, yeah, you should have natural, healthy affections and a non-toxic relationship with the person whose nutsack you came out of, the person whose fallopian tubes you came out of. I can't. It's hard for me to get past it and get over some of the stuff that he's saying. So I will ask God to help me to forgive again, even on this day, because I need help with forgiveness. God told me to forgive him a couple years ago, but that was prior to all this happening. So I need to hear from God even now. And God is speaking, because he did tell me to reduce it down from person who means absolutely nothing to person who means nothing. He still allowed me that. Hey, I'm going to take the grace how I take it. But yeah, I'm trying to tell you, baby. And not just because I don't walk around hating anybody. I don't hate him, but it's he right there at the whatever the notch is under it. It's like, boy, you disgust me. Like, I don't consider you a man, and you disgust me. And I'm trying not to feel like that about you, because hey, you somebody else's daddy. They love you. Somebody do care about you, but I don't. It ain't me. It ain't me, and it ain't gonna be me. He had the nerve to speak. Oh, I got all of my daughters respect me. I guess I'm talking about the two that you had in your marriage, because, and I got enough common sense to know I didn't get in this world, earth realm, by, you know what I'm saying, on my own. But I did used to tell him, oh, I came out my husband's rib. He ain't like that. I wasn't trying to provoke him. I was just telling him that's how I felt, and that's what I was on. Like, boy, I didn't come from you. I don't know. But of course, he wanted to say so bad, oh, he got married on you. They said, like, your rib the person whose rib you came out of, he got married on you, and this, that, and the third. And it was just giving picking on me. So I don't appreciate it. But anyway, I don't like him. Don't want shit to do with him. He's a non-factor to me. I don't care who he's a factor to. They love him, honey. They seem to really love him and care for him. They seem to, have a bit of understanding. At times, I feel like I have an understanding about him or towards him. But honey, y'all pretty much can't pay me to be nowhere around him willingly. I don't want shit to do with him. And it is what it is. That's coming up for a reason. I don't know, but I'm so damn tired of all this stuff, and I just want them to definitely leave my children alone. Please, Lord. I just ask God to protect my children. Because these people that try to spite me regarding having my children, they will still send my children with these people, and I don't like it. Thank God that God protects my children and they, make it back in one piece. I'm specifically talking about my daughter because my daughter's still been going to this stuff. And then they want to use, and then he just type, yeah, want to use it. Oh, you're not in total control. Like, you're a weirdo if that's what you feel like your life's goal and purpose is to try to taunt me and torment me instead of parent and be there in a healthy way. Boy, please go lay. Please go lay without delay. Like, it's already feel like it's delayed enough. He used to. It was a time when he was dealing with something where, man, he went somewhere and got infected in his ball sack. They had to cut his ball sack. And that's speaking something too. The same nut sack I came out of. They put a hole. He had a hole in his balls. He had to get it drained, I guess, and then he had to walk around with gauze and an open wound on his ball sack, and put gauze in it and stuff it and stuff like that. And he got real sick because he went to Mexico or something like that, and he was zoning out and he was saying, I want my daddy. And I'm just, back then I was already feeling like, you should probably go. And that was when I was still interacting with him, talking to him. But I'm like, he should probably go ahead and be with his daddy. His daddy, yeah, I used to consider him my granddad when he was alive. He's deceased. Baby, I'm good for wanting to tell a ninja, specifically a ninja, to follow suit of their deceased loved one or mom or dad or somebody like that, because you're miserable, because that person is not here. Evidently you got some kind of connection to them, and you wanna go. So, but before that, I didn't think dude was a bad person or anything like that. I thought he was a decent human being. Honey, I don't like him. I don't want nothing to do with him. I'd rather people be real and keep it real instead of it coming out in a nasty, bitter way once you feel like, oh yeah, she going through this. But as soon as I came out that place, he was like, oh yeah, I'll take full responsibility. It was almost like a Judas to give you a kiss because he the one that set up the hotel room, knowing what was, somewhat of what was going to take place. Judas to give you a kiss, and then next thing you know, Judas tried to throw the money back and something else he said. And then, of course, you've seen what happened to Judas. But I'm so tired of these folks. I'm tired of him altogether. But when I know that other people got in cahoots with him, I'm like, damn, you know, who do they think you are to be bowing and submitting to you? You're somebody who went in the military and you've seen some military things. You've seen some stuff. I get it. That does not grant you no rights to make you feel like somebody got to bow and submit to you. But of course, everybody thinks that's an honorable thing and all that. And he spent a lot of years and a lot of time over there. Me personally, I respect the ninja that's more local and take care of their children and stay with their family and relatives rather than, But anyway, that's my story to tell. That's my feelings to feel. I that's how that impacted me. And yeah, this was a 40-minute video, and I didn't even mean for it to be, but I had to speak on that because it went from regarding dude's engagement, but it came out of his mouth, and it's like, it came out of his mouth about a marriage. Oh, he got married. Like, it's like, boy, somebody need to smack you in your face. Definitely pop you in your mouth, but smack you in your face. Like, that's how I feel. And I don't spit on people or do any of that, but I be feeling like that bad taste in my mouth. Like, baby, it's bad taste in my mouth. I just want to spit on you. Like, you disgust me. I'm gonna leave it there. I was gonna say something, but I'm gonna leave it at that. I just pray that God help me to forgive and move on, and I ask God to continue to move and be in the midst of this whole matter, because God knows how I feel. I submit my feelings regarding this person to God once again, my mind, will, and emotions. I submit my thoughts and things regarding dude telling me that he was engaged again, knowing that yes, I wanted a natural. Yes, I say I was married. I was married to him, but I still wanted a natural marriage to him and stuff like that. And people encouraged him to do that, and he didn't. But yeah, I asked God to help me to even forgive when it comes to that, from hearing those words, even though it was years ago and I wasn't even thinking about it. Like, you brought that up to me, so what's your point? What are you trying to tell me? I'm not running to go chase after the dude. I don't want him. Like, if he don't want me, I'm not gonna try to sit there and make nobody. Or I'm gonna say, if he didn't want to behave and do right by me, I'm not gonna try to stay on his behind and make him. What are you? What? Guess he felt like, oh yeah, yeah, it was my responsibility. No, bitch, it was. If anybody, it would have been your responsibility to be there to teach me how to. If you want to say bag a man or keep a man or whatever, but he was a ninja anyway, so I'm good on it. But anywho, what else was I gonna say? Yeah, I just asked God to help me to forgive, because I know how I feel about these people when I think about that. I don't even be thinking about them. Like, they're not even an afterthought, to be honest. It just sometimes when it's quiet, that's what come up, and it's like, okay. And I ask God to heal me as well from their words trying to even cut me. Even though dude's words, cut a little deeper than personally means nothing to me. His words barely even scrape the surface with me, because it's like, boy, bye. I don't care what you got to say. I don't care what you think you know. That you telling me 4 or 5 years down the line. Go lay, please. But I do ask God for healing and for whatever it is. I just want God to remove it from resonating.